reflective street sign specifically designed for people to purchase for Eazy Street.
Yes. Great price of $100. It's well worth it. Hang it up in your studio, hang it up in your man cave, whatever the case is. Let's keep it pushing, Lonzo. We're going to pray for Chicago and hope that it doesn't get worse this summer. I wanted to play something for you. You know, every time I listen to certain podcasts and something pops up, I automatically think of you and how it could relate to our show. I was watching Vlad TV, and Reggie Wright Jr. and Mob James, they have a show together where they talk about important issues and things like that. Not too different than what we do here on Not Without Alonzo. But something specifically stood out, and it's about a 15-second clip. Sometimes that's all it is, and then they move on to something else. But that 15 seconds made me think, I wonder what Lonzo would have to say about this. But Reggie Wright Jr. here and Mob James are talking about malt liquor. So it's a 15-second clip. Just pay attention, everyone, and then I want your reaction to this.
I see cats drinking 8-Ball. Oh, English used to fuck me up in the 80s. I know they fucked up.
Bottle Sherm.
Yeah.
Bottle Sherm.
And it's made different.
You ever notice you can't buy those in the white area? You can only buy that.
With Old English?
OE.
Yeah, because they done had it in there before. They took it off the shelf.
God, you can't even buy
I used to drink Old English
45
at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning on the way to Centennial or Dominguez. And by the time I'm buzzing, I ain't thinking about a pencil and paper. I'm thinking about fighting, gang banging.
That stood out to me so much, Lonzo. What's your response to that?
Dude, there was a brother by the name of Coach Powell. He came to the hood one day. He was actually at WLCAC. He has a book called The Message in the Bottle. He talks about malt liquor, okay? I went to that presentation. And the reason why malt liquor is so potent and so cheap is because it's literally the bottom of the barrel. It's literally the bottom of the barrel, okay? And what happens is when you make beer, you make it from hops, okay? And some of that stuff, I guess, after it's fermented, it goes to the bottom of the barrel and it sits there. And this is the stuff they used to throw away. But they charcoal filtered it, put it into a bottle, and sell it real cheap. And because it's so potent, because everything is concentrated. Everything is concentrated. And depending on the person's personality and their weight and makeup, it gives you an effect, man, that it's just ridiculous, dude. And he did a survey, and a large percentage of the men that were in prison and in jail at that time of the survey were either high, well, most of them were high on malt liquor, Colt 45, 8-Ball. Those were the ones. I mean, this shit right here, you can buy a quart like $1, $99 or some shit like that. It was just liquid poison, dude. And like he said, you could not find that shit anywhere west of Crenshaw. You ain't gonna find it nowhere in Torrance. You ain't gonna find it nowhere in you ain't gonna find it in Gardena. In some parts of Gardena. They didn't sell it in liquor. They didn't sell it in grocery stores. They only sold it in liquor stores. And that shit right there, it was definitely a poison that was put into the community. Talking about some they clone Tyrone shit. Yeah, that's some they clone Tyrone shit. Thank you. The fermentation. Thank you. Fermentation from all the top of the beers, the slits, and the other stuff. Everything comes in layers. Certain layers taste better. Certain layers are more potent. And by the time you get to the bottom, the taste is kind of bitter. And like I said, they charcoal filter that shit and take some of the bitterness out of it, add a little something to it. So it's not as hard to deal with, but it has a lot more potency to it, and it's cheap. And like I said before, up until the 80s, they was throwing that shit away. That's real talk.
Yeah, that's crazy. And they were marketed. I remember as a kid seeing commercials, and it was marketed specifically towards our people. Who's that black dude that all the women loved? Colt 45. Billy D. Williams, man.
Billy D.
That dude probably sold more Colt 45s than anybody.
Yeah. If you want to get with your woman, do the right thing. Get her a bottle of Colt 45. Yeah. Billy D. What's it? What they call him? Lando Calrissian from Star Wars. Okay, and here's something else. Vista Light, 1972 just brought up a point. There was such a big rush on Code 45 and 8 Ball till St. Ives hired all the rappers, every rapper. In fact, if I ain't mistaken, what's the name? DJ Pooh had the hookup, got everybody a St. Ives commercial. Okay, everybody had a St. Ives commercial. Cube had one, 8 had one, King T had one. Yes, he was the man that brought everybody, had to hook up with St. Ives and brought that shit. Gave everybody a check to make them commercials, and that was the shit. Even Biggie, that's right. That was the shit. St. Ives did their best to try and take some of that market share from 8 Ball.
Facts. And that stuff is the worst beer I've ever tasted in my life. I've tasted it before, and even when someone burps, like when you're around them, you can smell it a mile away. It's the worst beer. I don't know how anybody could drink that, but oh man.
I tell you what, it was cheap. That's why. It was a cheap high. Like Homeboy said, it was liquid PCP. You know, PCP got more cats killed than any other drug back in the day. Ooh. PCP was the drug of murderers, because you're not in your right mind. You might shoot somebody and take off running down the street butt ass naked. That's no bullshit. Okay? PCP was a horrible drug. It wasn't like crack. Crack, you didn't do the same thing. Crack, you gonna get high and you gonna steal some shit, get high again, but you probably wouldn't go smoke no crack to go kill somebody. You either drank some 8 Ball or smoked some PCP, and it took you out of your mind long enough to go out and commit your crime. And you sober up, your ass in lockup. And Cisco was horrible shit too.
That shit tastes like cough medicine, cough syrup, all of the above. Cisco was crazy.
I called it Kool-Aid flavored battery acid.
Woo. Man. Yeah, and that's what you would see. The people standing outside of the liquor stores, they weren't drinking the good shit. They were drinking the Ciscos, the Night Trains, the Mad Dog 2020s, the cheap shit.
Yeah, because you don't need but a couple of bucks. I mean, for $1, you can buy you a short dog. Okay, $1. They just picked our pockets, kept it real simple, low budget, and they destroyed us from the bottom up.
You know, Lonzo, I have a theory similar to this, and I had this theory back in the day when I used to smoke blunts. Not a blunt guy anymore. I stopped smoking blunts, due to I'm getting older. I can't be smoking all that tobacco and all that bull stuff. But